Welcome everyone. Let's talk about visibility. In this session, Celita Summa, our content marketing manager, will explore how you can leverage local SEO and optimize your Google business profile to attract more clients. Whether you're a seasoned PRO or new to SEO, this session will provide you with the tools to boost your online presence. Welcome, Celita.
Hello, how is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is having a great user summit day. We're going to go over a bunch of things today. If Monica, could you go ahead and pop the poll up on the screen? So as everyone's getting in, I just want to quickly get a sense of where you are with your Google business profile. So do you have a complete regularly updated profile? Have you just claimed your profile? It'll kind of help me benchmark where everyone is right now and better adjust the session to your needs. Cool. And just for some housekeeping, feel free to ask questions throughout the session or at the end. If you're in person in DC, chime in by raising your hand and use the Q&A function in Zoom if you are virtual. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end our poll here. And looks like a lot of people mention they have a profile but rarely update it. That's the most commonly answered response. And some people are regularly updating their profile. So that is fantastic. But this is great. We'll go over some first steps to kind of get your Google business profile up and running. Some useful quick wins and longer term strategies that you can incorporate with your business profile and local SEO, if that sounds great. All right. So first, let me quickly introduce myself. I am Celita. I'm the content marketing manager here at Goodshuffle. That means I sit on our marketing team and manage our blog and SEO, our email content, essentially any of the marketing copy that goes out. I've been here for about a year, which is crazy, just past my 1-year anniversary. Time flies when you're having fun. Before Goodshuffle, I actually worked at a software company called Uberall. And at that company, the software platform was for multi-location retail and restaurant businesses to manage their Google business profiles and profiles across all of the different directories, Yelp, Bing, etc. And so I'm really happy to be bringing a lot of that knowledge from there and my SEO work on the Goodshuffle team to you all today. So here was what we're going to be looking at today. So as Goodshuffle Pro users, you already have access to amazing inventory management and client tools. But today we're going to talk about how to complement these with powerful Google visibility strategies that help you stand out online so more local clients find you before they find your competitors. So we'll start with the basics of how to build out your Google business profile to make it really rich and full of all of the information your clients need to make a decision. And we will be referring to the Google business profile throughout as GBP sometimes. So if you see that, that's our little abbreviation. After that, we'll move more into day-to-day management practices. And then we'll talk about local SEO, put a bow on it all, see how these two parts come together and give you some actionable tips to maximize your business's online visibility. All right, let's start with the basics of how to properly set up your Google business profile. So a lot of you already have the initial setup taken care of, but we'll get more into the nitty-gritty. So first, let's start with a fun fact. 88% of people who do a local search on their smartphone visit or call your business within 24 hours. So this information comes from Google itself, so straight from the horse's mouth. For event rental businesses, that means potential clients planning things like weddings, corporate events, and parties are actively searching for your services in your area. So they're very high intent searchers ready to kind of hit purchase and move forward in that journey. The key here is that you want to appear in the top 3 listings above your competitors. And the way to do that is to optimize your Google business profile. So what is your Google business profile though? What does it look like? Why does it matter? So your Google business profile is essentially your business listing on Google. When someone searches for tent rentals near me or event furniture rentals in Nashville, your Google business profile determines whether you show up prominently in those results and in Google Maps. People search right from their phone. I know I'm always going coffee shop near me, and whatever pops up, if you're at the top of that, you're much more likely to get website visits and phone calls from potential customers. So here on the screen, you can see I've done a quick search for event rental in New York City, where I'm based, and these are the results. So in SEO land, we refer to this display as the Google 3-pack. And essentially, when you're searching on your computer or your phone, those top 3 businesses are the most prominently displayed, and they get the lion's share of traffic. So you really want to be top of mind at the top of the screen there. And this is especially important for event rental businesses because clients planning events are typically searching by location and specific rental needs. So maybe they already know they want specialty decor or a 20 by 20 tent in your city. They're not going to care if someone across the country has that same thing unless that's, a very specialty, fly them out, do an installation, that kind of thing. It's very important that it's locally relevant. So when you get your Google business profile right, you can capture those high intent searchers while they're ready to sign on the dotted line. So here are the basics of setting up your Google business profile. I know a lot of you guys already have this in place, but just in case you haven't, claim and verify your business profile. You can do this at business.google.com, and claiming a profile gives you control over all of your information and unlocks management features so you can really make your profile shine. Next up is completing your business info. So here the most important thing is to fill out that info completely and accurately. So that includes things like accurate business hours, including any seasonal changes, your business phone number that you're kind of watching over during business hours, your physical address. Even if you don't have a showroom, you can hide that information, but it'll still state that you serve a specific area, which is incredibly important. Service area boundaries, things like that. So you really want to make sure that you have all of that information entered and that it's accurate, because it's a pet peeve of mine when I want to go to the CVS and it says it's open 24 hours and then I get there and it's closed. So same thing with this. If someone wants to just swing by your showroom and you offer that, make sure that it's available and that your business hours are accurate. The next thing you want to do to round out your profile is to select a primary category. So here in the example, I've used the primary category is tent rental service, but there are so many others to choose from. There's really a plethora that Google offers, like party equipment rental service or event rental service. So you can choose whichever one best suits your business, and you can also add in secondary categories that fit your specific offerings. And then once you've done that, you'll want to select all of your attributes. So attributes allow you as the business owner to highlight features like specific services, amenities, and basically any other qualities about your business that will help you rank higher in search results. So for event rentals, attributes that are important are things like appointment booking options, whether you offer delivery, parking, accessibility. It really just helps round out your profile, and Google loves that when your profile is really complete. Now, once potential clients have landed on your Google business profile, you want to be giving them all of the info they need at their fingertips so that they can quickly and confidently make a decision and decide to move forward with you and your services. So the customer-facing profile is how you do that. It's your chance to impress, show off all of your offerings, and the best way to do that is through photos and videos. So a photo is 1,000 words. When you have high quality photos and videos of things like your most popular rental items, your items in use at actual events is super cool, before and after setups, your team in the warehouse, those are the things that are really helping to give a complete picture of what clients can expect when they sign a contract with you. And I would recommend adding 3 to 5 new photos monthly, especially of things like seasonal setups, new inventory, to really get people excited about what their event could potentially look like. The other thing is that you'll want to make sure they have all the decision-making info they need at their fingertips. So make sure your profile is answering the questions people need to make a buying decision. So obviously, I recommend linking to your website. If you use an appointment scheduling tool, that's a great idea too. In this example, you see Bay State Tandem Party has the link to their Calendly, which is pretty cool. There's also, we'll get into it in a minute more, but FAQs are a great area to kind of answer a lot of those questions that you're getting ahead of the curve. Last thing here is highlight your specialties. Every business is unique in this industry, and this is really your chance to shout that from the rooftops. So what makes you special? Do you specialize in a certain kind of event aesthetic? Do you offer unique items other companies don't have? Do you have exclusive venue partnerships, or are you family owned and have a unique company story? These are all the things that are going to make your business stand out for a potential client looking over your Google business profile. It also just helps round out that profile in general. So that's like the one-time profile management, but unfortunately, Google Business Profile is not just set and forget. With that being said, it also doesn't have to take hours out of your month to maintain. So next, we're kind of going to get into the proper management practices so that you can make sure you're really making the most of the GBP opportunity. First thing is review management. You should respond to every review within 24 hours, if not sooner. Think of it like if you have incoming leads through your social media or your website, the sooner you're able to enter into those touch points, the higher your conversion rate will be. And you know, when people are exploring, they might be asking different questions to different companies, including your competitors. And the sooner you can kind of start that conversation with them, the better. So there's a lot of data also from Google that shows that companies with more review responses shoot to the top of rankings. That's a preferential factor for them and their algorithms as they're kind of parsing through and deciding which companies get listed in that Google 3-pack at the top of search. And when those reviews come in, we hope, of course, that most of them are positive, in which case you just, thank them by name, mention the event type, invite them back for the future events. From time to time, there may be the occasional negative review. It happens. It's not ideal, but it's also not the end of the world. So when that does happen, still reply, address their concerns professionally. If you need to take responsibility for maybe you had a drop-off that was really late for factors outside of your control. Maybe you've made certain improvements to your processes since then, so you can explain those, offer to discuss. It does make a big difference for customers to see that you recognize any complaints and are open to feedback. And you never know, people may edit their review as well. There's definitely data to suggest that if you provide a helpful response to a negative review, people sometimes change it to a positive review. And then once you have all of that feedback from all of your reviews, it's also important to take the time to digest it and really analyze patterns to identify improvement areas or areas that you're already doing really well and can kind of square away, know that that's a strong suit of yours. So if, as we just mentioned, if clients are frequently mentioning issues with delivery timing, maybe it's time to implement some standard operating procedures to smooth out your delivery process. We've also got dispatch to help you with that. So you can definitely, in your responses, mention specific changes like those that you've made to your routing process and how that's helping you improve so potential clients can see that too. So reviews are one part of your profile management and content strategies are another. So there are lots of different content components within your Google Business Profile. The first one is business posts. So I'd recommend creating short weekly posts that showcase things like new rental inventory that are maybe relevant to the upcoming, maybe it's graduation season. And so you showcase a lot of your setups from graduation last year or something like that. If you have, limited time discounts you want to shout out or package deals for upcoming events, things like that, those are great things to include in your business posts. And these are short. So Google actually limits them. The character limit is around 1,500 characters, which means they're 250 to 300 words. So visuals go a long way here towards really telling that story of what you have to offer. And the higher quality images, the better. So definitely recommend doubling down on those business posts. And as a side note, let me know if you are interested in some AI templates that can help you generate some of these posts and save you some time. If that's something that would be useful to you all, it's definitely something that I could help get out there. Next component of content strategies is business messages. So actually, this is a relatively new feature on Google Business Profile, which is great to take advantage of. Previously, there was a messaging capability built in to the Google Business Profile itself, but Google deprecated that last year and rolled out WhatsApp or SMS features. So those can be linked to directly in your Google Business Profile. And I was actually not able to find an example of an event business using it. Sorry if any of you watching are using it and I didn't come across your profile, but to me, that signifies that it's a huge area of opportunity to get ahead of the game if not a lot of event companies are doing this. Gen Z loves messaging with businesses instead of phone calls. It's a really great way to kind of get your customers that direct line to you, maybe even before they visit your website. Last part of your content strategy is FAQ. So I'm sure you all get a million questions and a lot of them are about the same things, like what's your cancellation policy? What sizes of tents do you offer? What happens in case of weather issues? You can actually set up some questions and answers right here in your Google Business Profile FAQ section. And this does a couple things. It's a great way to head off any potential concerns or objections that your potential clients may have before they get to you. But it also has the added bonus of you not having to answer hopefully as many of the same questions over and over again. And once you enter into your sales call with customers, they probably have a clearer idea of your offerings. Definitely something to include on your website as well. But if you already have them on your website, just copy paste into the Google Business Profile, and there you go. You've got an easy leg up. So the last Google Business Profile topic I want to touch on today is data. So just like you have the Financial Hub in Goodshuffle Pro to help you keep track of all of your numbers there, you also have access to data in Google Business Profile. So you can analyze things like which posts get the most engagement, maybe posts about specific items perform better, or seasonal setups are getting more attention than those individual items. So you can use those insights to really refine your content strategy. It can help inform what posts you're putting out on your Google Business Profile, and make sure that you're giving your clients what they want, basically. I would also recommend just taking a few minutes each month to analyze things like which search queries are bringing people to your profile, how many website clicks versus direct calls you're receiving, which days and times you're seeing the most activity. That's really important to making sure you are maintaining your Google business profile actively, and also helps inform your content strategy as well. Maybe if you see a lot of people are going to your profile around noon on weekdays, maybe that's when you start posting your weekly updates. So that's one of my top tips, is always look into the data there. Okay, so covered a lot of Google Business Profile. We're going to switch gears a bit and move into the local SEO side of things. So you might be asking why we're covering both in one presentation. There's actually a lot of overlap between the two. A lot of the work that you do in one area impacts the other and vice versa, but both are important to getting eyes on your company and what you have to offer. So what is local SEO? It goes beyond your Google Business Profile, and it's about improving how visible your business is in local searches across the entire web. So not just in the Google 3-pack and Google Maps, but again, you serve specific geographic areas. Clients typically are searching with location intent. And so we're going to focus a little bit on on-page SEO and how that can impact your business appearing in search results. There are definitely more technical aspects of SEO, which we can cover in a different time, but do drop something in the chat if you're interested in that. We can get some blog articles out there. We can get some more resources out there with our preferred website integration partners. But for this session, we'll primarily be focusing on on-page SEO. Okay, so what are the key elements of local SEO? There's a few different things. The first one is website optimization. So as you can see in this example by &Co, they really highlight the cities and areas they serve. And the sky's the limit here. You can go as simple as making sure you have your address on your website, or you can go as complex as creating location-specific pages and blog articles for each area you serve. So obviously, the more effort you put into this, the more you'll get out of it. But simply put, the more you can really incorporate city and region names into page titles and headings on your website, the more you'll rise to the top of those local searches. The next thing to keep in mind is Goodshuffle Pro's website integration. So if you're not already using it, you totally should be. Your Goodshuffle Pro website integration is a great way to quickly accept quote requests from clients, to upsell them, and really just show off all of your beautiful inventory offerings. But it does have another hidden benefit, which is that it supercharges your local SEO because it provides structured inventory data that Google can index, and it creates unique item pages that can rank for specific rental searches. Not to mention, it significantly improves the user experience on your website, which positively impacts website performance in general. And Google eats all of that stuff right up. Taking things to the next level is to develop content specifically about your local market. So shout out to Marianne's Rentals, because in this example, they have an article about how to create a cozy lounge area for weddings in Oklahoma City. This is great because it really targets search terms like weddings in Oklahoma City. It allows clients to envision their dream day, but it also makes it clear that you offer X service in X area, not just to your clients, but to search engines like Google that are constantly crawling these pages and figuring out how to properly index them so they appear in search. So a couple of ideas for content here are to create seasonal rental recommendations for your specific market, develop guides to planning events in your specific climate or region, and create venue spotlights. That's a really cool way. Maybe people are already thinking about having their wedding at a particular venue, and this gives them that extra inspiration and trust in you as the event company. And it's something that will just help you really stand out from your competition in Google searches, because this is the extra mile. And most people are not going that extra mile, but you can, and you'll benefit from it.
Hey, Celita. One quick question from the virtual chat. Do you recommend using service areas in each e-commerce description in order to capture local SEO?
Yes, definitely. Anywhere that there's an opportunity to include region-specific information, I always recommend including it. It's just an additional touch point for Google and its algorithms to be indexing that, and the more you can provide, the better. Moving on to some additional ways to build local relevance. So location pages, this is another one I actually wasn't able to find examples for, so big area of opportunity, even if it requires a bit more effort. You can create dedicated pages for each major city or area you serve, popular venue types in your region, or seasonal events that are specific to your area. Maybe there's a local festival that happens every year that brings a lot of people in. And you can even include case studies of events you've serviced in those locations, so that prospective clients can really see you in action. Another thing you can do is local venue content. So shout out again to Marianne's for this great local content. So developing relationships with local venues is great for getting preferred partner status, but it's also great for creating content featuring those rentals at specific venues. And when you are listed on venue preferred vendor pages, you can get backlinks, which is essentially just links that direct back to your website that really help to boost that local relevance in general. And it's all about building up those local search terms for specific markets and venues. Now, the last component I want to touch on here is local directories. So Google is huge, obviously. I do most of my searching on Google, and you probably do too, but it is not the end-all be-all. So beyond Google, list your business on basically every website that you can find, whether that's wedding vendor platforms like the Knot and Wedding Wire, local chambers of commerce, event planning associations, local business directories. Get yourself on as many websites as you can think of, get your name plastered across the web. And the other thing you'll want to make sure as you're doing this is that your business information is consistent. So make sure you have the same phone number, the same address, the same business name across all of these too. That's important that they all match each other and that they match your Google business profile. And if you do get a new phone number or something, make sure that you're going back and changing all of those. Okay, so that's a lot of information, but really quickly, I'm going to give you some quick tips on how to make it more actionable for you and your business. Quick wins. So what can you do today, tomorrow, to quickly improve your performance in local searches? So first thing is update your business hours and special holiday hours for the next 3 months. So if you have special hours for the 4th of July, go ahead and add them in now. Save yourself that effort down the line, and avoid disappointing any customers who maybe wanted to come into your showroom that weekend. Next thing is respond to your 5 most recent Google reviews. So this can be something very simple. You can use ChatGPT. Honestly, a quick "thanks, Mark, really loved having your business" is all you need for some of those positive reviews. It may seem trivial, but it does make a difference. Create a post about your most popular rental item this month with a high quality photo. Remember, they're quick. The important thing is that they're there. They don't have to be a work of art necessarily. Try adding 3 new FAQs to your Google business profile based on common client questions. And then lastly, check that your business name, phone number, and address on Google business profile matches exactly across your website and all directories, as we just said. So these 5 things are table stakes, quick to do, probably take 30, 40 minutes to knock all of these out, but you'll be very glad that you did. Next steps to really go the extra mile is to create a 3-month content calendar for your Google business profile. That could include things like weekly post topics aligned with your seasonal events, monthly photo updates of your new inventory, quarterly service updates or special announcements, things like that, just to keep anyone browsing up to date on what's going on with your business. I'd also encourage your customers to leave a review after your event. So have a QR code in your showroom maybe. In your follow-up emails, include a link to leave a review on your business profile. Just let them know it means a lot to you and your business if they are willing to share their experiences, and people will be happy to. And if you haven't already, add service areas and cities to your website wherever possible. Lastly, leverage Goodshuffle's website integration. It's a great connection for your inventory into SEO. It all appears in real time, so you don't have to worry about any manual work or inventory data entry. And it just enhances your SEO with those, category rental items, item descriptions, seasonal items that are featured at the right times. It'll really help bring your website and online presence to the next level. So remember, these things are ongoing marketing channels that require regular attention and can take time just like anything else. But if you cover your bases with all of these things, more than likely when someone searches for event rentals in your area, your business will stand out as the obvious choice. And that is what we're here for. Any questions in the last minute?
Oh, we have one IRL. Let me just pass it over here.
Are there any AI tools or automation that we could do to automate the calendar, the content calendar, and also have the SEO being automated by AI?
That's a great question. In terms of posting itself, most of that is going to be manual for now. In terms of content creation, I can definitely help put together some AI templates to make that easier if you want to, pop in a spreadsheet to ChatGPT with some bullet points of what you want to talk about. I think that's where there's definitely the most room for automation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Celita. I know we are right about at time, but we have one more question in the chat here from Daniel. Any insights on if Google Business Profile Analytics are affected by paid ads?
I believe your Google Business Profile Analytics are specific to organic searches that are coming to your profile through search. But I can definitely get confirmation on that and follow up.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That wraps up Q&A.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.